India begins its evacuation from Sudan. Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar has said Operation Kaveri is underway. Jaishankar has also stated that 500 Indians have reached Port Sudan. So that is a significant development that's coming in. In fact, what we know so far is that Dr. S. Jaishankar has also put a tweet out. Our executive editor, Shreya, joins us on the broadcast for more inputs on this. Shreya, good evening. We do understand that Dr. S. Jaishankar has put out more details in his tweet. Can you take us to all the latest development that's coming in terms of India's effort of this rescue operations of the Indians stuck in Sudan?
Sure, Nivedana. First things first, where is this evacuation taking place from? This evacuation is taking place via the sea. So there are 500 Indians who have already reached Port Sudan, which is some 670 kilometers away from Khartoum, which is the capital of Sudan, where the fighting is the most intense. Khartoum essentially is the epicenter of the fighting. Now, many Indians are still there waiting for evacuation. There are around 3,000 Indians. We do not know how many want to come back because not all the Indians are located within Khartoum where the fighting is going on. They are located at various parts of the country. But 500 Indians we now know, and this is something that the External Affairs Ministry is confirming for us as well, have reached Port Sudan. It is here that the Indian Navy's INS Sumedha has been stationed for the last 48 hours. Because look, when you're talking about evacuation and when you're looking at evacuating 3,000 people, you have to have multiple options. One of the options is, of course, that you evacuate them by air. Right now, do remember that the entire airspace of Sudan is shut for any foreign crafts, which means no flights for evacuation can land in the Khartoum International Airport. The Khartoum International Airport actually continues to be a battle zone. And this is, 500 meters from the airport is where the Indian embassy is located. So clearly evacuating by air is not an option, though we do have two Indian Air Force assets, the C-130Js that are positioned in Jeddah. Right now, the evacuation, and this is only the first phase of evacuation, this is being called Operation Kaveri. The first phase of evacuation is via sea. So you have an Indian naval ship that is at Port Sudan already. There are 500 people who have arrived. There will be possibly more who will be arriving as well, post which the ship will set sail for India. So that's, as I said, part one. There are 3,000 Indians who are in Sudan. Will all of them want to come back? That again is a question. You know what is making things a little tough, Nivedana, is the fact that internet is almost gone. There is no internet. People's phones are not charged because there is no electricity in Khartoum. So even for the Indian embassy to get in touch with Indian citizens who are in Khartoum, that itself is becoming a bit of a problem as well. In fact, going forward, that is the big challenge that India will need to face when it comes to evacuating its citizens. As far as diplomats are concerned, they continue to be there because you need someone on the ground to coordinate these evacuation efforts. But the good news is that India has been in touch with other countries. There are countries across the world that are attempting evacuations right now from Sudan. It's tough. It's easier said than done. The challenges are many, but India has started that process of evacuation.
Right, Shreya, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast and getting us all those inputs on this breaking story. But for the moment, we leave it at that. We're also shifting our focus